solution to that. Scanning. Scanning is increasingly popular because it allows me to take what is useful, hard copy, and make it usable, which is digital. We work and live in a digital age, and a hard copy document is just that, useful, but it's not usable. So scanning allows me to take those documents and convert them to an electronic file. And I have several things that I can do. Now, before we get into that, let me take one step back and look at our queue again. Now you'll notice I have a job in it that is held for resource. This is a Xerox exclusive. What I mean by that is this. This is a legal size job. I have no legal size paper in the device. But if you'll notice, the entire print job printed around the legal size job. In other words, jobs go into the queue, starts managing the queue. It's first in, first out. I said, I can do that one. I can do that one. Ooh, I can't do that one. Other systems will pause the queue, and it will sit there forever until you fix the problem. With Xerox, however, it said, I can do that one. I can do that one. I can't do that one. It sets it aside and holds for resource and continues to work on the other jobs in the queue. Now let's put legal paper in and see what happens. And now we'll print the legal job. That is a very big deal. Let's say you're supporting a work group of 3, 4, 5, 10, or 30 people, and a print queue is paused for any considerable length of time, 5 minutes. Other jobs are still being ripped into the queue. It just can't get to them. And guess what? Your print job is not going to print in 45 minutes. But with Xerox, it continues to work, continues to be productive. Now let's go back to scanning. There are several different things that we can do at Xerox that allow us to move seamlessly between hard copy and the digital world. Firstly, I have many different selections. As simple as sending a document to email. If this looks familiar to you, it should. It looks very much like your PC desktop. We actually can use all of your existing mail infrastructure, including LDAP. For even more sophisticated, we have something called Xerox Smarts. A Smart Send allows me to be much more creative in how I scan documents. Multiple destinations with a single scan in multiple formats. And Smart Send allows me to incorporate that with Xerox workflows such that I can take a hard copy or a digital document, I can combine them into something such as Xerox DocuShare, which is a Xerox repository for information. And I can retrieve that as seamlessly and as easily as if I were doing it manually. Except this time I can search on the document and I can find it at my fingertips. Now, let's make a scan. So I'm going to put the document in. I want to use Xerox Smarts until I want multiple scans to a single destination. Touch my button and I'm off and running. Now in just a second, on the PC, the document will pop up, convert it to a Word document, and I've also scanned it to other destinations. I've also scanned it back to the printer itself. And so not only will it pop up to the desktop, but it will also print at the device. Smart Send for multiple destinations with a single scan, and also our advanced compression algorithm, which makes our compressed file roughly 10% of the size of most other vendors, making sure that we have reduced network traffic. Security. Nothing could be more important than security. This is a computer, and it's going to sit on your network. Just like the PC on your desktop, I would wager that it's almost impossible to accomplish tasks on a daily basis without your PC. The same can be said for the WorkCentre 7665. Having said that, had the vendors thought through all the possible areas of attack that a bad guy could use to use this system to hack into your network? Part of IT's responsibility, among other things, is to protect the company's data and the network. Has the vendor thought through how we can help you protect your network and your data? It has a web user interface. Do you have separation of fax and network? How about downloading print drivers? Xerox has thought through all the possible areas of attack. NIAP, National Information Assurance Partnership, which is a joint venture of the NSA, National Security Administration, and private industry, has come up with something called Common Criteria Certification. All vendors make security claims. Certification process validates those claims and says you made a claim, it is in fact valid, and they will give you common criteria certification for each one of the claims you make. Xerox has common criteria certification on all possible avenues of attack. No other vendor has even asked to be certified on all possible avenues. Most vendors have something called a common criteria certification for a data kit, which means that it can erase the latent image on the hard drive. However, all the other possible avenues of attack are wide open. It's kind of like locking your front door and leaving the back door open. Unless you have common criteria certification on all possible avenues of attack, your system is vulnerable. With Xerox, you're covered. Image quality. Color is good. It adds legibility and readability to impact. The quality of the color documents is paramount. What have the vendors done to make sure that the quality is second to none? It really starts with toner. Xerox has something called emulsion aggregate toner, EA toner. We actually grow the toner. We grow it. Remember in high school chemistry when you grew crystals? We grow our toner. Every toner particle is identical to the one next to it. Since they're uniform, I can lay them down again and again precisely. Consistency of quality. Coupled with something we call trickle charge development, which gives me consistency regardless of the run length. And combined with intermediate belt transfer technology that we use inside of our product. IBT technology guarantees accuracy and makes sure that I have no registration problems. And the reason for that is this. The image is built on a transfer belt inside of our system. There's really no paper in it. As soon as the image is complete, paper then enters the system and the entire image is transferred to the paper in one fell swoop. In other words, we move the image to the paper. We do not move the paper to the image. And the registration is outstanding. We want to control, even though the cost of colors come down dramatically over the past few years, we still want to control it. One of the big things, one of the big factors is there is no premium to be paid for black and white output on this class of product versus a strictly monochrome device. In other words, for the first time, color becomes a feature. You use it when you need it for those documents that you want to have impact. We can still control it. I can put an Autotron and give you an Autotron so that I can tell you who's copying and printing in color and what they're doing. I can give you default black and white print drivers only. So for those people in your organization that you don't want to have the access to color, they don't need it, they don't have it. And I can give you, with Xerox Standard Accounting, several options. One, I can give a quota and IDs to people so that you can say you have 500 prints or copies a month that you can make. At the end of that period of time, you need to come back to me for more. And I can give you the ability to make conscious decisions to print in color, along with some of our partner solutions, which goes that and allows us to really have good accounting for all color usage and output. Now, let's do one other thing. We've seen how productive it is as a printer, as a copier. How about the quality as a copier? So let's make a copy. We'll make a copy on 11 by 17 paper. Scanned our original, and I'm actually now working with a scanned image. Just as we scanned to our desktop a minute ago, we're now scanning back to the printer and the print engine. And there is my copy. Well, let's do something else. Tell me which one is the copy and which one is the print. Because I can't tell. That is the true judge of quality.